How to win in Alice in Borderland. The huge metropolis of Tokyo is now empty. You and your two friends find yourselves in a deadly game that forces you to cast your humanity to the side for a chance at one more day of survival. Nobody really understands the rules, but they are all now acting on the instinct of self-preservation. There is mass panic. What will you do? Who will you call? Do you want some advice? Forget about your problems. Go blow off some steam by looking at the abandoned Japanese capital. You can't escape. Just enjoy your final moments in the world of Alice in Borderland. I will explain why this is your only option. It all starts with the main character and his two friends. The same formula worked for Remarque's Three Comrades, The Three Little Pigs, The Three Musketeers, Destiny's Child, Bridget Jones's Diary. Pick one, it doesn't matter. And it works just the same in Alice in Borderland. The main character, Arisu, is an avid gamer. After his mother died, Arisu withdrew as much as he could from the real world and found solace in the world of video games. He has no interest in working or studying, so his father and successful older brother see him as a burden and a disgrace to the family. A typical story in Japan. It seems that every family in Tokyo has a black sheep, hikikomori son. Arisu's friends are also not doing so well. Karube is strong and determined, but just lost his job as a bartender because he was fooling around with the boss's girlfriend. Then there's Chota, a humble IT grunt worker who tries in vain to help his mother, who has joined some sort of cult and constantly asks him for money to give to scam artists. On one fateful day, all of the dominoes fell at once. Arisu got into an argument with his family and stormed out of the house. Karube lost his job, and Chota gave his mom money to give to the scammers before going out for a walk to clear his mind. To put it mildly, all three of them had a bad day. They all need to let their hair down, so they get together in the busy Shibuya district to have a drink and dream about escaping their lives and waking up in a new world. You need to be careful what you wish for, or at least be more specific. Their dreams come true in the worst way possible. They start fooling around at the intersection and watch fireworks go off in broad daylight, but there's no time to stand and watch. The police are on their tails for the disturbance they caused at the intersection. They jump into a bathroom to hide. Suddenly, the lights go out, their phones switch off, and they decide to take a look outside. To their surprise, the world outside is no longer recognizable. Tokyo was completely empty. Their wish came true. They can forget about all their problems. Now they are in a new world, something like a mix of the Hunger Games and Battle Royale. Maybe their old lives weren't so bad after all. Arisu, Karube, and Chota are confused. They don't understand what has happened and where everyone has gone. They see a large glowing billboard pointing to an old building that says Game Arena. Without any idea of what they are signing themselves up for, they walk over to the building. They go inside and find some mobile phones. It turns out they are in a sort of game. The billboard didn't lie. The rules are simple. Anyone who refuses to play the game or tries to escape will be killed by a giant laser from the sky. If you win, you get a sort of visa that allows you to stay in this deserted world. You get 3 days to rest and prepare for the next challenge. How wonderful. I'd like to get my hands on this prize as soon as possible. Those who grow tired of the relentless tasks or have forgotten that their visa is due to expire will also be struck down by the laser from the sky. This keeps people invested in playing the game and updating their visa. And who is behind this, you ask? This is not revealed in the series. We are kept in the dark. It is up to you to use your imagination and maybe even write some fan fiction. The game consists of a series of contests and puzzles from a textbook written by John Kramer in collaboration with the producers of a Japanese game show. For example, you have to choose the right door. Behind one door, there is a safe room, and behind the other, instant death. Or perhaps you and your companions will be submerged up to your chest in water, and you'll have to solve a riddle before an exposed electrical wire is lowered into the water. All that is missing is a doll on a screen declaring that the games have begun and a squid as a presenter. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. After completing each task, the winners get a card which gives them a hint about the next task in this talent show. The higher the rank of the card, the more difficult the task will be. The suit indicates the type of task that awaits the contestants. Spades, a physical task. Clubs, team battles. Diamonds, a test of resourcefulness and intelligence. Hearts, a task that will test their loyalty. They will have to betray the ones closest to them. Sounds exciting, right?
Let's play Bamboozled!
The three young men meet other players for the first time. At this point, they don't understand the rules of the game and the fact that the stake is always their lives. They shouldn't get their hopes up. Each person they meet could be a competitor, a victim, or a hunter. The games begin. Now, to the main question. How do you survive in in this hell, and why none of us can do it. 1. The first and most important thing to do in these disastrous circumstances is to remain calm, quickly get your bearings, and put your energy into exploring your new surroundings. It sounds simple, but just imagine being in the character's shoes. You went into a public toilet cubicle, and when you came out, you found yourself in a completely abandoned city. Would you really calmly assess the situation and start gathering food supplies, firewood, and weapons? I don't think so. I would have started walking around and shouting, "Is anyone alive?" Then I would have ran home to check on my friends and family, checking in at the police station, hospital, and stores on the way. The apocalypse is the apocalypse. Games, consoles, monitors, Apple computers, Nike sneakers, and stylish shirts will come in handy. Once I got home and found that my entire family had disappeared without a trace, I would lose hope. I don't know about you, but I'm not used to big cities turning into deserted wastelands instantly and all of my loved ones disappearing. In this scenario, it's more likely that you will fall into the depths of despair, at least for a day or two, rather than gathering your strength in the blink of an eye. By the time you come to your senses, your visa will either expire or you will lose the will to live. 2. The next thing is to be very wary of other people. Trust nobody. Ideally, you would quickly realize that you are now in a sort of tough reality show, and that anyone could become your rival at any time. Therefore, you need to watch others closely, figure out their weaknesses while concealing your own. It sounds wrong. This might be easy for you if you have a cold-hearted sociopath like Dexter or Sherlock Holmes lying dormant within you. But for me, the idea that we are in a dog-eat-dog world and that other people should be seen as prey is hard to accept. I would try to unite people, explain that we are all on the same boat and that we need to support each other. Then a laser, one of the not-so-friendly competitors, would have cut me off forever. Game over. The good guys always die first. 3. The tasks in the game require superhuman reaction and logic, plus incredibly fast decision-making speed and physical fitness. Again, we have to use our imagination. Most people have a hard time gathering their thoughts and staying calm during an exam or when speaking in public, where the worst thing that can happen to them is missing out on their diploma, or being ridiculed by their audience, or somebody uploading an embarrassing video to the internet that hurts their feelings. Now imagine you have a very limited time frame. You're in an unfamiliar environment, and your life is at stake. Would you be prepared to persevere, show that you are level-headed, and do something truly exceptional? I doubt it. Not to mention, you'll have to be in good shape to do well in the competition. Gamers and people who spend a lot of time online are usually not very muscular and don't have amazing stamina outside of the digital realm. They will be eaten by other people who are more used to physical activity, like people who do physical labor. 4. Not only do you have to fight with those around you, but with the invisible enemy behind the scenes. Where there are cards and players, there must also be dealers who supply these cards. There is another problem for people who find themselves in the Borderlands. Dealers sit in special rooms, concealed from the players, where they can plan the deadly tasks that are to be given to the players. Dealers don't have it much easier than the players. They can also be killed by the sky laser. Dealers must renew their visa to avoid this fate. Their visa is extended when a player is killed in a task that they set. So, dealers and players are in direct competition, as it should be in any casino. This makes survival very difficult for the players. Dealers simply have more resources to set up diabolical traps for the sake of their own survival. You can guess for yourself how resourceful and ruthless people with power can be when their lives are on the line. Now, let's combine all of this into one big stinking pile of problems. The Alice in Borderland universe isn't even like Panem in the Hunger Games, where the participants knew in advance what they were getting themselves into, so they had time to prepare themselves. More than anything, it reminds me of the tasks set in Saw, only on a larger scale. Jigsaw never had so many people working for him to teach his victims a lesson. An ordinary person would never survive in such a hostile environment. I think that even a lot of trained military people and athletes would struggle. Unfortunately, we have to admit that sometimes chances of survival are slim, and not all of us are born heroes with Superman's X-ray vision, Vision's intelligence, the Hulk's strength, or the ingenuity and determination of Tony Stark. All we can do is hope that we don't end up in this situation and work on physical fitness just in case. What do you guys think? Can you believe in the best while preparing for the worst? Or do you think that you could complete all of the tests of the Borderland with ease? Write your answers in the comments. I will read them all. See you next time, my friends. Take care of yourself and don't disappear. Goodbye.